Jets flew low over Tehran just before a series of mystery explosions shook southern Iran. Is this just routine activity, or is something bigger unfolding behind the scenes? As the IRGC rushes to downplay the Bandar Abbas blasts in Isfahan as harmless ordnance disposal, is there something more sinister at play along Iran's vulnerable Gulf coastline? With officials warning of more controlled explosions to come, what exactly is Mojtaba Khamenei plotting? A quiet military drill, or preparations for the next phase of war? Fighter jets were reportedly heard flying over parts of Tehran at around 9 a.m. local time on June 1st, prompting brief concern and speculation among residents about possible security activity. Around the same time, 3 consecutive blasts were heard in the southern port city of Bandar Abbas, with locals initially unsure whether the explosion signaled an attack or an accident. Minutes later, explosions were also heard in Isfahan, according to local reports, adding to public anxiety after the earlier blasts in Bandar Abbas and other areas. Iran's state broadcaster IRGC later clarified that the blasts in Bandar Abbas were controlled detonations carried out to safely dispose of unexploded ordnance in the area. Officials said the explosions that began in Bandar Abbas on May 31st and are expected to continue for 72 hours. Additional reports said similar controlled detonations were scheduled to take place south of Isfahan until 1 p.m. local time, indicating a broader, planned clearance operation. The IRGC urged residents not to be alarmed by the sounds of these detonations, stressing that they were pre-planned safety measures rather than signs of new hostilities. Similar explosions were also allegedly heard near Qeshm Island in the Sirik and Jask areas, according to Fast News. Speculation is rapidly growing as conflicting reports emerge over the real nature and source of the explosions. Iranian media also alleged Barman Pier near Qeshm Island may have been struck during an exchange of fire. Sources quoted by Tasnim said the sounds may instead be linked to IRGC naval operations in the Strait of Hormuz. Another IRIB report alleged Iranian missiles had targeted what it described as enemy units in the Strait of Hormuz. Tensions are already sky-high after Iran claimed it downed an alleged US-Israeli orbiter drone on May 30th. Iranian air defense units reportedly intercepted a drone near Qeshm Island for the second time on May 30th. Iranian army defense units detected the incoming aircraft before successfully intercepting and destroying it, Tasnim reported. Iranian media alleged the drone was a US-Israeli surveillance aircraft operating over the Strait of Hormuz. The downed UAV was identified as an orbiter drone, Iranian military officials told Mer News. The US-Israeli drone reportedly entered restricted airspace that oversees one of the world's most sensitive waterways, Hormuz. Iranian state media IRIB later released dramatic footage showing remnants of the destroyed drone's wreckage. The wreckage of the eliminated drone could reportedly be seen washed ashore after being brought down by Iranian forces. This comes shortly after Iran-backed Houthis claimed they shot down a US MQ-9 Reaper drone over Yemen's Marib. An American military drone was reportedly shot down over Yemen's Marib Governorate, with regional media saying the incident occurred on May 29th during ongoing tensions in the area. Viral footage broadcast by Iran's press TV appeared to show the exact moment the US drone was intercepted in the skies, capturing its hit and subsequent fall. Additional clips circulating on social media showed what was described as the drone's debris scattered across the ground, with wreckage pieces filmed up close from multiple angles. The downing over Yemen comes just days after Iran's Revolutionary Guard claimed it had shot down a US MQ-9 Reaper drone over the Gulf region, underscoring a rising pattern of American drones being targeted around the Middle East. The IRGC also asserted it opened fire on an F-35 jet and an RQ-4 surveillance drone that it says entered Iranian airspace, casting the incident as a violation of its sovereignty. According to Tehran's account, firing at the F-35 forced the stealth fighter to pull back, a narrative Iran is using to project strength against US air power. Iranian guards warned they reserve the right to respond to any US ceasefire violations, setting the stage for more confrontation if Washington pushes the limits. On May 30th, Iran also claimed that a US aircraft had been shot down in Bushehr province. However, CENTCOM denied Iran's claims that any US aircraft was destroyed near Bushehr. Fresh Gulf tensions erupted after Iran claimed it shot down a trespassing American drone near the Bushehr region. Iranian media said the drone was intercepted near the southern province that hosts Iran's sensitive nuclear infrastructure. Tasnim news agency cited military sources claiming Iran targeted the American drone with a missile strike on May 29. Fast news agency reported Iran's integrated air defense network immediately confronted the aircraft after detecting the alleged intrusion. Officials said the operation involved air defense systems stationed near Jam and Khangan inside Bushehr province. Iranian media reports claimed search operations later began to locate debris from the reportedly downed American aircraft. However, the US military strongly denied Iranian claims that any American aircraft had been shot down near Bushehr. US Central Command stated all American air assets were fully accounted for following what it called false Iranian reports. The Bushehr region had previously faced attacks during earlier US-Israeli operations targeting Iranian military and nuclear-linked infrastructure. Notably, Iran's Bushehr nuclear power plant is jointly linked to Russian and Iranian nuclear cooperation projects. The United States has confirmed that Iran shot down an MQ-1 drone and responded by launching retaliatory strikes, escalating an already volatile standoff. US Central Command says it carried out what it calls self-defense strikes against Iranian targets over the May 30th to 31st weekend, framing the operation as a necessary response. The targets reportedly included Iranian radar installations and drone command and control sites in Gorak, inside Iran, as well as on Qeshm Island in the Gulf. According to CENTCOM, US jets destroyed Iranian air defense assets, a ground control station and at least 2 kamikaze drones poised for use in future attacks. The same statement stresses that no US soldiers were harmed in the latest operation, a point Washington is keen to underline as tensions soar. Almost in parallel with CENTCOM confirming strikes on Iran, a key US ally in the Gulf came under its own barrage of incoming missiles and drones. Kuwait's army announced that its air defenses were actively confronting hostile missile and drone attacks, signaling a real-time battle over its airspace. Officials told residents that any explosions they heard were likely the result of interception attempts, as defense systems tried to detonate projectiles mid-air. However, the Kuwaiti military did not immediately provide details about where the missiles and drones originated, leaving room for speculation and concern. This was the second attack on Kuwait in less than a week, after Iran had earlier struck a US-linked airbase on its territory in a direct show of force. Tehran claimed that previous strike was a retaliation for earlier US military action near Bandar Abbas, casting its moves as part of a tit-for-tat campaign. Subsequently, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps declared that it had targeted the very airbase allegedly used by US forces to launch attacks on Sirik Island. The IRGC insisted that its retaliatory operation destroyed pre-designated targets directly linked to those earlier US strikes, portraying the attack as precise and calibrated.